Our main event, it is coming up later tonight. Stiverne taking on Deontay Wilder in a fight that will be really a moment of truth for both men. Before we get to that, let's welcome in noted author Mark Kriegel. He's our Showtime contributor, also the writer of our All Access series. And Mark, I know you spent a lot of time in Alabama with Deontay Wilder, and speaking with him in our fighter meetings, I got a sense that this is a young man who's had to overcome really some big challenges just to get to this point in his career.
Brian, Deontay Wilder might win the heavyweight championship of the world tonight. He could change the division and conceivably the sport, and he still wouldn't be the toughest fighter in his own family. That distinction belongs to his daughter, Naia. If the division's diminished, the title itself is not. Heavyweight champion of the world. He was the baddest man on the planet, the greatest, and he was American. So what happened? Where's the star-spangled kid who apprenticed amid speed bags and spit buckets? Well, chances are he's in the Big Ten, the Pac-12, or the SEC, where, but for an unforeseen circumstance, Deontay Wilder always imagined he'd be. Growing up around here, your aspiration had to be to play for an SEC school.
I wanted to play for the Crimson Tide. That was my big dream. You know, I've been watching them since I was coming up, and that was my thing. I wanted to play for the Crimson Tide.
You finish up high school and enroll at Shelton Community College. Looking forward to scholarship, maybe with a little luck, Alabama, and then you find out you're going to be a father.
Right. Being 19, my whole life just paused a little bit.
But that wasn't the only news you got.
I remember having to go with her mother to the doctor, and I remember it just like it was yesterday. The room was kind of dim. It seemed so dark, I couldn't even see his face. I can just remember a voice talking, and it was asking, do we know anything about spina bifida and stuff like that. I wasn't familiar with it at all. The doctor said that she probably would never have a natural childhood ability of learning. She probably would never walk because most kids are in wheelchairs or are paralyzed from the waist down. I was scared, man.
How many surgeries has Naia had?
About 5 surgeries. And seeing your child go through so much pain, needles being stuck through her eyes looking at you. She's screaming from the top of her lungs, calling out your name. That gets to you, man.
You're a 19-year-old kid. How are you going to take care of a little girl who needs multiple surgeries?
My whole mentality of stepping into the gym was to turn pro and just press my luck. I'm thinking about how can I gain money to support my daughter. Me working 2 jobs and still coming here training, it was tough.
So why didn't you quit?
I couldn't, you know. My body wanted to quit, but my heart wouldn't let me. As a father, I was gonna give 110% in whatever it had to be done. I done won 2-time Golden Gloves champion. After I got at the Olympics, turned pro. I'm 32-0 with 32 knockouts. I'm successful. My kids taken care of. Naia's the type of person that if she see it, she can do it just like me. So to finally see her walking, it was one of those moments. The tears just rolled down, you know, like she's blessed to be, you know, flipping. She's a gymnast.
Do you get a shot at the title, if not for Naia?
This is all for Naia, man. I will be a champion one day. I promised that to her at 1 year old. Now I can make this a reality. It's realistic now. And now that I have this opportunity, I can't let her down.
Deontay Wilder getting ready for the biggest fight of his boxing life thus far, but he is the first to admit the fight his daughter Naia faces every day tougher than what he's facing tonight when he has the opportunity to fulfill his promise to her, and that's become the new heavyweight champion. You know, Mark, I know you spent a lot of time at Wilder's camp watching him train. What do you expect from him tonight?
Well, tonight he gets to answer an age-old question. The heavyweight title is so mythic, so lucrative, that generations of mere athletes have tried to tempt fate. Now it's Wilder's turn. He gets to ask the question or answer the question, are fighters born or can they be made? Has fighting become second nature to him? will his right hand be where it should be, or will he let it fly out and expose himself to Stiverne's left hook? So this is a question that's been asked across several generations. Now it's Wilder's turn.
Well, let me ask you this then. If he does win, how do you think this changes the division? Do you think there are kids now who will put down the basketballs and the footballs and say, you know what, let me take up boxing like Deontay Wilder did?
He changes the division if he wins, for sure. He's charismatic, he's powerful, and he's American. Does he change the sociology of the sport? That's a longer-term question. I still think in the short term, kids will find life in a plush athletic dorm more attractive than life in a sweaty gym. However, if he is good enough to reign for a long time, then he can, in fact, change the culture of the sport.
You know, the one thing watching your piece that I love the most, that you can tell this is a man who is just as dedicated to his daughter as he is to his craft.
It is certainly a redemptive story.
All right, great job,
Thanks,
Mark Riggles. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. All right, right now, our very own Jim Gray, he is standing by with one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, the real deal, Evander Holyfield. Jim. All right, obviously a technical problem there on the audio of Jim's mic. We'll get that squared away in just a few moments. Got it fixed. Let's go right back down to Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Brian, thank you very much. With Evander Holyfield, the real deal. Evander, it was almost 18 years ago. The fight night, it became legendary. Time sure passes in a hurry, but this was the last time a championship was in this building. What do you think of tonight's fight between Stiverne and Wilder?
I think it should be a great fight. You know, both guys got two different styles, and so both can win. You know, Deontay can win from a distance, and Stiverne has to get close to get him out.
What is your assessment of Deontay Wilder? He's had 32 fights, 32 knockouts, but as we were talking about just before we came on, there's such a lack of competition. Can you assess where he is?
Well, it's hard to tell, and because you don't have to put out unless you have to put out. It's all depending on the fighter you fight. I think that the style of the fight have been pretty much the same. So he's been fighting guys, and he was able to keep them at the end of the punch. He was able to knock them out, and that's what he's supposed to do.
What do you think it would do for boxing to have an American champion once again? What would it do for the heavyweight division and boxing overall?
I think it renewed the game of boxing. I think this is the first time we never had an American fighter, a champion, heavyweight champion, in a long time. And I guess just as Mike Tyson came into boxing, refreshed it when he started knocking people out, I think this could be the same thing for whoever wins this fight.
All right, Evander, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Mike Tyson is going to be here as well this evening. Brings back a lot of great memories. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, Brian.
All right, Jim, thank you. And, of course, earlier tonight we asked you to weigh in with your pick for the Stiverne Wilder winner as part of our Show Street competition. And checking the Showtime pick tracker, here's the final percentages. And you, the fans, believe, 75% of you believe at the end of the night, Jimmy Lennon Jr. is going to say, and the new WBC heavyweight world champion is Deontay Wilder. It is time now for the main event of the evening. Let's go ringside. Here's Mauro Ranallo.
Thank you very much, BC. Yes, moments away from the first heavyweight title fight here at the MGM Grand since 1997. Bermane Stiverne, the WBC heavyweight champion, defending the title for the first time against undefeated knockout artist Deontay Wilder. And back here at ringside with Al Bernstein and Paulie Malignaggi. And Paulie, what do you think it's going to take for the Bronze Bomber to become the first American-born heavyweight champion since Shannon Briggs in 2007?
Well, I think he's going to have that big confidence in his punching power like he's always had. But at the same time, he may have the most capable opponent he's fought yet. So he might not give you the power to land whenever you want to throw it. So he's got to be careful not to get wild. Maybe establish that jab. Let's not forget Mark Breland is his trainer. Mark Breland had one one of the best jabs of his generation when he was a fighter. So you have to wonder that at 6'7", you probably have to think that they've probably been working on the jab for all these years, and maybe we haven't gotten a chance to see it. If we see Wilder go some rounds, we're going to get a chance to see maybe that jab that he's been working on with Breland and some of those other nuances and little tricks. At the same time, he does tend to get wild. You know, he told us yesterday, my last name is Wilder, and at times I do know I get wild. If you notice one thing in the Stiverne-Arreola fight, at the end of that first round, he catches Arreola coming with the catch and shoot. With the high guard, Arreola gets wild, and Stiverne punches inside him and hurts him right at the end of the round. So it's something Wilder has to be careful with and not fall into the same trap.
All right, Paulie. Well, Al, Deontay Wilder is being marketed as the next great American hope. Of course, Bermane Stiverne wants to expose him as the latest hype. And we can't forget that Bermane Stiverne has lived here in Las Vegas for over a decade, wants to become a naturalized citizen. Many people are wondering about his approach heading into his first title defense.
It's really interesting. It's a conundrum for him in a way, because Paulie made the point that Bermane Stiverne is a very good counterpuncher and might try to lure Wilder in. But he has suggested, and so is his trainer Don House, that he's going to be very aggressive from the get-go, which is not his normal nature in a fight. If he's going to do that, he needs to use a very good jab, which he has a very good jab, to get inside that big right hand of Wilder. Once inside, he believes he can go to work on the 219-pound body of Wilder, which is a little less than people thought he would be, and do good work on the inside. Now, let me point out that a very important man in this fight is the referee, Tony Weeks, who may be called upon to create a stoppage in this fight. So he has to be very careful to not do it too early or too late.
All right, they were involved in one of the longest stare downs that I can recall in recent memory at the press conference, neither of them wanting to blink. I advise you, well, to do the same thing. Don't blink. We are set for the main event. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Well, fans, from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, the time has come for the bout you've all been waiting for. It's return to glory, Stiverne versus Wilder for the heavyweight championship of the world.
When that bell rings, I don't hear or see the people out in the audience. I just only see my opponent that lies in front of me.
It's in Vegas, headline, heavyweight champion of the world. I mean, you can't get better than that.
Are we looking at the next American heavyweight champion?
I'm the man who represents Stiverne. You watch out, because I'm coming, baby.
I know he's doing a lot of trash talk. At the end of the day, where we solve all of this is in the ring.
I like my job. This is the only job I know I can hit somebody, hurt a man, and get paid legally.
Oh, what a shot!
I'm not going in the ring to defend my title. I'm going in the ring to hurt somebody.
I'm going to end up on top as the champion.
This is Judgment Day for him.
When it comes to a division once dominated by Americans, a lonely nation turns its eyes to Tuscaloosa, Alabama's Deontay Wilder. Yes, he has accrued 32 straight victories, all by knockout to begin his career, but there are still myriad questions about his legitimacy. He looks like the prototypical 21st century heavyweight, standing 6'7", with an 83-inch wingspan, and he has shown in the build-up to this fight that, yes, he knows how to talk the talk, but as he makes this the most important walk to the ring for the biggest test of his career, one wonders what is going through his mind now. There is no way to prepare for this moment when it's your first time.
Is over. And the blue
And now, making his way to the ring, the Bronze Bomber, the undefeated Deontay Wilder.
In the wheelchair is former amateur boxer Anthony Webster, a.k.a. Amp, who was left paralyzed from the waist down when his car was hit by a drunk driver. On Wilder's biggest night, he is sharing the spotlight with his friend who is performing a track he wrote, appropriately titled Deontay Wilder.
Is he really that tall? Go to head be saying, left hand for the heart, right hand machine. If it name in the top 10 boy, you ready because y'all got me. So what's the next turn on? And it's there with the element crowd. Hold on, all the guys on. I'm trying to unbreak. We need to walk with it. Step out in the gym, so that means I'm just sitting.
The last American male to win a medal at the Olympics, the bronze. Shout out to Clarissa Shields, who won gold in 2012, but he wants to turn that bronze into gold here tonight. Has been very confident, dripping with confidence.
The interesting thing is everyone sitting at home and all the folks here are looking at the body language of Deontay Wilder, trying to ascertain how he is. And you know what? You really can never do that because only the fighter knows on the inside how well they're dealing with this moment.
And who knows what is behind that mask, wanting to live up to the expectations of the late great trainer Emmanuel Stewart, who said he was America's #1 heavyweight. When he was a child, his late grandmother said that he was anointed, he was destined to be someone special. Well, he gets that opportunity to deliver here tonight.
We take them back. We take them back. We take them back. We take them back.
36-year-old Bermane Stiverne, born in Haiti, moved to Miami, honed his boxing skills in Montreal, and he's been living here in Las Vegas for the last decade, where he trains at the Mayweather Boxing Gym. Yes, the Klitschko brothers have dominated the heavyweight division for more than a decade. Between them, they've been part of 43 championship fights. But when Vitaly vacated the WBC title in December of 2013, it opened the door for this man to step in and take his place at the table. He stopped Chris Arreola for the vacant title last year. They say you're not a true champion until you successfully defend it. He gets that chance tonight against a guy whose career, he says, has been, and I quote, strategically choreographed. Close quote.
And now, here is the defending WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Bermane Stiverne.
Very soft-spoken individual, and yet, Al, we saw it at the press conference. Deontay Wilder finally got under his skin, and he made Bermane Stiverne angry.
There was genuine rage and intensity and passion from Bermane Stiverne at the press conference, unlike what you saw in our pieces and what we see when we talk to him. And I believe it was rage. He feels disrespected in this. He's getting less money than Deontay Wilder is, though he's the champion. Let's face it, a lot of the attention has been on Wilder. He is a man who feels slighted. The question is, will that translate into him being a more aggressive fighter than he normally is? And will that help him or hurt him?
And what do you think about the fans picking Wilder by a wide margin, Paulie?
You know, it's a toss-up fight, but I think they've seen a lot more of Wilder. They've seen a lot more of his highlight reel knockouts. Stiverne has not been promoted the same way as Wilder. Maybe he hasn't been in people's living rooms as much, and they haven't gotten to see how good he is. You know, a lot of times picking fights is a popularity contest. I think Wilder is rightfully favored, but Stiverne is no slouch, and Stiverne brings a lot of dynamite and danger to this fight.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, I wouldn't say rightfully favored. I would say this is at least even though.
All right, we are set for the tail of the tape out.
We take a look at it, and we see that there are a couple numbers that are of importance. One is the weight of Deontay Wilder. Everyone was surprised that he came in at 219, 6 pounds below where he was in his last fight, which is intriguing. Stiverne is usually right around 240. Now, the height and reach advantage for Wilder is something he needs to exploit in this fight. He has to make it hard for Bermane Stiverne to get inside, because once he does, many people believe that's going to be a problem for Wilder.
So here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in the fight capital of the world, we are set for heavyweight championship action. Let's go to Hall of Famer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Don King Productions, along with Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and Showtime. Sponsored by Corona, La Cerveza Más Fina, Mexico, Live It to Believe It, and Casa Noble Tequila, single estate grown premium tequila. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Rex Ross Walker, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the Chairman Francisco Aguilar, Executive Director is Robert Bennett. Our judges scoring the bout from ringside. From Las Vegas, Nevada, Adelaide Bird. From Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, Greg Metcalf. And from Las Vegas, Jerry Roth. Our third man in the ring, referee in charge, Tony Weeks. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, the challenger on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing bronze trunks with black trim, hailing from and representing his home of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He weighed in at a ready 219 pounds with a sensational record of 32 wins, no losses. He has 32 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making his first attempt at a world title, currently ranked the WBC #1 heavyweight world contender, please welcome the 2008 U.S. Olympic bronze medalist and the hard-hitting undefeated challenger known as the Bronze Bomber, introducing Deontay Wilder. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion. On my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim, representing his homeland of Haiti, fighting out of Las Vegas by way of Laval, Quebec, Canada. He weighed in at 239 pounds. His record stands at 24 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, with 21 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the first ever heavyweight world champion of Haitian descent. Tonight, making the first defense of his title, introducing the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Bermane Stiverne. Once again, our referee in charge. Now to give instructions, we have Tony Weeks.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Okay, gentlemen, you both received your instructions in your dressing room. Okay, right here is good, anything below that's low. Right here is good, anything below that's low. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
So we are set 12 rounds or less for the WBC Heavyweight Championship, a title first held by Sonny Liston back in '63. Stiverne says Wilder can crack Wise all he wants. He's going to be cracking him with that short left hook if he can navigate the minefield. Meanwhile, Wilder wants to break America's 17-fight winless streak in major heavyweight title bouts. His right hand is like a bedtime story. It puts people to sleep. Round one, and this one could very well come down to who lands the first big punch.
There is a palpable tension in this arena. Stiverne said he wanted to come out quick, back up Wilder. Wilder wanted to use his jab and keep Stiverne at length. We'll see who wins the battle early.
I like how Wilder came out jabbing. Stiverne has not gotten off any punches, but he's looking for Wilder to give up that height early.
And the difference in Stiverne in this fight is he's keeping his left hand very high. He usually keeps it low.
He's in the catch and shoot posture. He's trying to see if Wilder lets something go. He's in that counter punching posture, but it's an aggressive posture.
Yeah.
He's not getting off punches. He gets off a jab there, but he's not staying busy.
The champion Bermane Stiverne in the black with gold. The challenger Deontay Wilder in the bronze with black, already looking to establish that pool cue jab, taking a page out of his trainer Mark Bleeland's playbook. Gold medalist, two-time welterweight champion, and he's really imposed his style on his charge, the bronze bomber.
Yeah, and the jab, Wilder throws 66% of his punches are jabs, and we see that here. He's thrown all jabs.
He rarely goes to the body, and that's exactly what Stiverne would like to do. Close the gap. Try to attack that lean physique of Deontay Wilder, coming in at 219 pounds.
Neither guy's throwing the right hand yet. It's who's going to take that chance. Because throwing the right hand opens you up for other shots. There's
a right hand over the top by Wilder.
The interesting thing is Stiverne has controlled the geography of this fight, but hasn't thrown hardly any punches.
As we've seen in the past, can be very conservative in the early going. Very much a counter puncher.
What he's doing is he's trying to make Deontay panic and do something stupid and trying to catch him with that counter, like you just said, Mo.
Yeah, but Stiverne says he's the type of fighter that waits for an opening or a mistake. That's when he uses his power and his speed. And backing Stiverne or Wilder to the ropes momentarily.
And by walking him down, he's in that punching range. So if Deontay does make a mistake, Stiverne can pounce.
There's a 1-2 combination through the guard by Wilder, and another one.
Boy, he landed a couple of pretty nice right hands there.
And Stiverne can take a shot, as we've seen in the past.
He's keeping that high guard.
Areola hurt Stiverne early in their fight.
And lead left hook followed by the right from the champion.
And you know, the whole world's kind of sitting here going, Wilder's not been hit by a real puncher. What will happen if he gets hit? We're all wondering.
He was knocked down early in his career by Harold Sconyers. He even told us he was knocked down as an amateur. But throughout 32 professional fights, yet to be tested.
And one other thing to keep in mind, Wilder is consistently being walked down. He's used to guys respecting his power. How is he mentally going to react to this in a few rounds?
Sweeping right hand behind the guard by Wilder. Left hook blocked by Stiverne. There's a right hand through the guard. And now Wilder going on the attack to the close of the round. And round two. Couple of jabs by Wilder to begin proceedings here.
I think the big issue is Stiverne's not using his own jab, which is a very good weapon for him.
Stiverne has been stopped once, but never knocked down. Stopped on his feet by Demetrius King in 2007 as he eats another stiff jab through the guard from Wilder.
What Stiverne is doing is he's staying on balance. He's waiting to pounce on Wilder making a mistake or lunging with something stupid. So it's up to Wilder to staying smart and keep that jab in his face.
Stiverne jump-started his career back in 2011 with a victory over veteran Ray Austin, similar dimensions to Deontay Wilder, and had trouble in the early going against the veteran Austin Al before coming back and winning that fight.
He did. Austin box very effectively, as Wilder's doing right now.
Right uppercut by Wilder.
And he almost got it with a left hook from Stiverne, the counter-punching that Paulie talked about.
There's Stiverne attacking the body with a right hand, walking down the challenger. Wilder trying to keep him at the end of his jab.
I've never seen Stiverne in the middle of the ring keep his hands this high. That is important that he's doing that.
Wilder having success, but again,
lead right hand by Stiverne, and there's a right hand down the middle by Wilder. And there's another right hand that scores through the guard behind left hook by Stiverne.
Wow.
Midway point of round 2, they are talking to each other. They're staying in each other's wheelhouse here.
And remember, Deontay Wilder is used to guys going down when he hits them like this.
Yes. Those are the exact punches that knock people down.
Nice jab by Wilder.
And he's having 2 very good rounds, but will that last?
And it's what I said at the beginning of the
Nice left hook by Wilder.
About how we're going to find out how mentally these guys go as the rounds progress. Wilder's finding out right now somebody can take his power. What is he going to do about it?
Early in his career, Wilder had the propensity when delivering the jab to bend down to his side to the right, opening up the opportunity for an uppercut. He has fixed that habit, it seems, here in the early going.
And I like the way he's used his jab thus far. It's been winning him the rounds.
Stiverne has not let his hands go when he's on the inside. He's going to have to do that, of course.
Breland told us that the key was to stab him with the jab throughout the fight, and now loads up with the right hand behind the guard. Counter left hook by Stiverne.
So the thing about when somebody walks you down like this, a lot of times a lesser fighter will start to panic and let go of something that maybe they shouldn't let go of, and it'll give a guy like Stiverne a chance to counter or catch and shoot. So far, Wilder's remained calm despite being walked down.
This is as poised and disciplined a performance as we've seen from Wilder in many ways.
Nice left hook, lead left hook behind the guard by Stiverne, but he eats another jab from Wilder. There's a 1-2 by the challenger, another right hand, and now Wilder pouring on the pressure at the bell. And a takedown at the bell by Stiverne. Wow. Stiverne having trouble getting back to his feet.
Deontay Wilder unloaded right hands that hurt Bermane Stiverne. And Stiverne was ready to go down when he kind of dragged Wilder down, which Wilder was not too happy about. A big development in this fight. Stiverne had taken right hands, but these really hurt him. That right hand hurt him. And even though Wilder was kind of wild, and still he was hitting Stiverne, and that was a crazy scrum.
The bell in round 3, the drama continues to build here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Bermane Stiverne, slow to come out of his corner, immediately eats a jab through the guard from Wilder and another one.
Deontay's poise had built to that moment. He had stayed with the jab, stayed calm, and finally was able to pounce when his big right hand was landed.
And there was no knockdown call there. That's an important point, even though it was a dramatically big win for Deontay Wilder.
Exactly. Mentally, Stiverne still goes back to the corner knowing he's been hurt in the fight.
Precisely.
And Deontay also mentally goes back knowing he can hurt Stiverne.
And you know, so far, Bermane Stiverne's fighting a very one-dimensional fight.
And again, that jab finds its way through his peekaboo guard, and the right cross clips Stiverne. Stiverne unable to unload and continues to eat shots. Now flashes the jab that doesn't hit its mark.
The big issue for Stiverne is he has never established his jab. He has a very good jab. He has just not thrown that punch.
Now Stiverne unloading with a catapult right hand.
Wilder's boxing skills have been on display thus far in the fight.
For the first time, Stiverne actually feinted a couple times as he's coming and moved his head.
Sweeping right hand behind the guard by Wilder. Continues to score on the champion, although the champion walking them down. Wilder.
You know what Stiverne shouldn't do is cut the ring off, though. He's walking Wilder down, but he's allowing him to turn the corner every time.
And he continues to get hit. His defense. That high guard unable to block these jabs, these monster jabs by Wilder.
But no matter what, if you're walking a guy down, if he knows he has an escape route every time, he's not going to be so apt to panic. Cutting off the ring was cut off the escape routes.
Body shots by Stiverne.
That's what Stiverne should do more of. The power punches demonstrate what's going on in this fight. And Stiverne landing 1/3 of his, but Wilder landing 23, and they have been big, powerful punches.
And again, just continues to find the home for the straight right hand. No head movement from Stiverne, staying on the center line, Paulin.
Yeah, you know, like we said earlier, Al said, it's a one-dimensional plan so far by Stiverne. I think he was banking on Wilder panicking when this pressure came his way, and and Wilder's been cool as a cucumber.
But we've seen it in the past from Stiverne. Eats a lot of shots and has come back and scored terrific wins.
Remember the Areola fight?
Yes.
He was hurt early. Areola landed 40% of his power punches according to show stats, but he came back to win the fight.
Another right hand by Wilder continues to find home for those shots. There, finally, Stiverne ducks underneath the sweeping right hand.
You can't slip a right hand.
And now Stiverne coming forward, but being kept at bay by the jab of Wilder. Deontay Wilder has faced has gone past the 4th round, with Stiverne employing that high peekaboo guard again. In the past, we've seen him have that left hand below his hips, and he's lounged on the ropes a lot. He's keeping the guard up, but he's still unable to defend these shots.
And again, it's almost like he's waiting for Wilder to make a mistake, but
Wilder's confidence beginning to grow, but he needs to be careful.
See, what Wilder's doing is he's not throwing a lot of weight on all his right hands. A lot of them he's sharpshooting with them, so he's just scoring points, jabbing, sharpshooting with the right hand, and he'll mix the times to put weight on them.
There's a left hook by Stiverne.
And one of the key points here, you know, the Stiverne of Downhouse didn't think that Wilder could punch it all going backwards, but he has done that.
There's a body shot by Stiverne.
That's what
jab by Wilder.
Exactly, Al. It's because Wilder's been sharpshooting more so than putting a lot of weight on all the shots. Obviously, some of the shots he put weight on them because he hurt Stiverne. But when you sharpshoot, it's harder to counter you.
Right hand, another right counter left hook by Stiverne.
There's a catch and shoot. There was a catch and shoot. That was it. I got Wilder's attention. He still hasn't thrown a punch.
Yep.
Stiverne's going to let the moment pass. He should be working here.
Lead left hook by Stiverne. Jab to the body by Stiverne. That was Wilder landed the left hook. And now Stiverne has Wilder on the ropes and misses with the left hook.
Nice right hand there by Stiverne. But again, Paul is right. He does need to be more active here, because I think he's made a slight difference in this fight.
Got to cut the ring off right here. Deontay has been content since getting hit with that hook to just move around and barely work. Stiverne could be the boss in this round if he takes advantage. And being the boss in this round right now isn't just about winning at 10-9. It's also about sending a message mentally that, hey, man, I can beat you.
Right hand by Stiverne, and Stiverne catches Wilder with 2 shots. That combination blocked by Stiverne, and then Wilder goes downstairs with a right to the body.
It's not monstrous, but there's a subtle difference in this round. Oh, my.
Over the top right hand, over the top of the jab there.
Wilder flicks the jab. 30 seconds left in the 4th.
Less activity from Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, I think he realizes, hey, man, I can't get carried away.
And there were those questions. What would happen if someone, as he gets clipped with a right hand, what would happen if he is taken into deep waters? He's never been past 4 rounds. He's about to go to the 5th. For the first time in his career, a better round for the champion, Bermane Stiverne. See round number 5. He has been active. Stiverne has not. Stiverne, he hasn't fought more than 2 times in a year since 2009. But conversely, Wilder's, as we know, has never been past 4 rounds. Stiverne's been past 4 7 times, including his 4 most recent bouts.
And an 8-month layoff coming into this. There was also an injury for Bermane Stiverne. And they felt, though, he and Downhouse, they worked so hard that he's going to be able to perform. And he's moving his head better, coming on the inside. And look.
There's a triple jab to the body by Stiverne. So Stiverne beginning to target the body.
Deontay looking like he did in round 1 now, being a little bit more conservative. Just taking the jab and seeing what's going on.
And Wilder having a conversation with Stiverne before popping off the 1-2 through the guard, and Stiverne chatting him up as well.
Wilder's got to be careful here with the chatting, because what Bermane might be trying to do is bait him to throw something he shouldn't be throwing. Again, with Bermane's catch and shoot defense to offense transition, that's when he's at his most dangerous.
Stiverne with a double jab again to the midsection of Deontay Wilder. Minute 45 left in the 5th. And Stiverne catches him with a right hand.
You know, one thing, though, people thought when Stiverne landed something really good, Deontay Wilder might cave. Some people thought that. That left hook that he landed in the last round was a solid punch, and Wilder didn't cave, so you have to give him credit for that.
Another jab scores for Wilder. Stiverne slipped that jab. Again slips the jab.
Makes you wonder, man, what happened? Would there be a subtle difference if Stiverne was actually cutting the ring off, though?
Yes.
Because he's making Wilder miss a lot of those jabs, but Wilder has the escape route.
I agree. And you look at the number of punches landed, it very weighted to Wilder early in the fight, getting more narrow.
Nice combination to the body by Stiverne. Misses with the right hand, catches him with the left. And again, the jab countered by Wilder. Now measuring him up. Straight right through the guard. Wilder, Stiverne slips. Left hook by Wilder. Crowd on its feet. And now they go toe-to-toe. Wilder teeing off on Stiverne.
Wilder's got to be careful here.
There's a right hand through the guard. Doesn't want to punch himself out. Misses with the left hook.
You see
Stiverne?
He tried it there. He tried it. Wilder anticipated it, though.
Very smart by Deontay Wilder, taking those 3-step backs, not taking the bait to go to the ropes.
Exactly, yeah.
That was a very
Wilder said, fool me once, shame on me. You're not going to fool me twice.
Right hand again connects by Wilder.
It's a fascinating matchup, it really is.
Stiverne continues to eat punches, however. Coming forward, and yet with Stiverne, you always know he's just one shot away. This, the WBC Heavyweight Championship. Stiverne, the champion, making the first defense.
Parties all over Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where people are there rooting for Deontay Wilder. Interestingly, Stiverne played football at Michigan State for a half season for Nick Saban, who called him, now the coach of Alabama, called him a couple months ago to congratulate him on winning the World Championship.
And then Deontay Wilder was called by Nick Saban to speak to the University of Alabama when he's there. So Nick Saban watching with vested interest, I'm
Big
sure.
left hook off an uppercut by Stiverne.
And again, Wilder's got to be careful.
Of course, Wilder was hoping he would celebrate the University of Alabama's 16th national title. That wasn't the case. Our boy Brian Custer is celebrating Ohio State's national title. As Stiverne goes in on Wilder, hits him with the left hook. And there, feints to the body, then delivers the left hook, telling Stiverne to fight, or Wilder to fight. Stay in front of me and fight.
Well, he doesn't have to, you know, it's not mandatory.
And he's not being dragged into it, and smart move by Wilder.
Stiverne's just not taking advantage of these moments when he stuns Wilder.
There's another lead left hook followed by the right hand that scores through Wilder's guard, then goes downstairs to the body.
But what happens, fatigue a lot of times makes you make dumb decisions. That was a dumb decision to throw that uppercut by Wilder from that distance, and Stiverne countered it with the hook and started. It was the beginning of this onslaught.
Certainly the best round Stiverne has had in this fight. I still think he's not going to the body enough, Stiverne, but he's certainly landing some punches upstairs.
I think
Just landed a jab to the body.
He hurt me.
Yeah, a body attack might help, especially to slow down the movement of Deontay. It's a nice jab.
Yep. Wilder pops off the jab, measuring him up with the jab, and there just avoids that sweeping left hook. That left hook we've seen knock down Chris Arreola.
Again, imagine he was cutting the ring off right here.
Yeah, and that is a serious issue in this fight. I mean, it's a major issue.
He's following Wilder. Wilder backing up, pops off the jab. 30 seconds left in the sixth.
And he's not jabbing his way.
Right hand by Stiverne, another right there in the body. Stiverne with the left hook to the body. Oh, right hand by the champion.
This is probably the first round Bermane Stiverne's winning.
They told him be more.
1-2 through the guard, and there's Stiverne missing with the right as they clinch along the ropes. Now to the center of the ring. They continue.
This place exploding right now, but not a show.
Sixth round for Stiverne, but Wilder wants to continue to establish that long left jab, follows it up with the straight right hand.
This jab, don't hold it out there.
We talked a lot about the fact that Wilder hadn't been past 4 rounds, but here he is in the 7th, and you know, this fight hasn't been fought at a wildly active pace, so maybe the pace will help him go forward.
Right hand bounced off the arm of Wilder. At the halfway point, we bring in our unofficial scorer, Stiverne.
Mo, the judges are going to be challenged here because there are portions of this fight where Wilder's jab has to be measured against Stiverne's power punches, and it almost becomes what you want. When Wilder lands the right hand, he wins the round easily. When he doesn't, you have to measure his jab against Stiverne's occasional power shots. Difficult to do for the judges.
Lead left hook behind the guard, right hand by Stiverne.
Stiverne's showing his right hand very wide, clubbing with it.
And another clubbing right hand by the champion. Reads the jab from Wilder.
He's not throwing it as straight as he wants.
Yeah, and he hasn't thrown it. Oh, good shot.
Right hand! And Wilder now going on the attack. Stiverne trying to cover up along the ropes.
This is where it's dangerous, though, for Wilder.
Stiverne surviving the onslaught as he eats a right uppercut.
And I give Stiverne credit, that wherewithal to still attempt to catch and shoots despite being hurt. I mean, you gotta have some nerves of steel after taking a shot like that.
Lots of time left in the round. Stiverne continues to chit-chat with Wilder, and Stiverne now along the ropes. We haven't seen him here often in this fight. A minute left. Maybe wanting to bait Wilder in.
And Wilder not taking the bait either.
Another right hand by Wilder. Stiverne taking the shots of Wilder, but eats another 1-2 that pops his head back. Left hook by Wilder. Instead of talking, Stiverne needs to be defending and punching. And you wonder, as Wilder continues to unload, it's Stiverne taking all kinds of shots.
Part of Stiverne's problem is technique. He's throwing his punches too wide.
Here's the thing, as he made Wilder punch himself out.
Yeah.
Wilder put everything he had on those right hands.
Oh, now Stiverne stumbles and slips. 7 rounds in the books as the right hand lands by Wilder, and Stiverne just misses with the left hook. Plenty of excitement, plenty of drama here.
A good heavyweight fight, guys.
For the second time in this fight, Stiverne was in trouble from a right hand. There is a beauty. That's an excellent right hand by Wilder. He comes running in. Now, look at how he squares himself up. And Stiverne tries, even as hurt as he is, to punch back, to counterpunch.
Yeah,
there's the right hand. It didn't get there, but as you pointed out, he still had the wherewithal to do that. And here you'll see, set up with the jab, as it should be by Wilder. And he lands the straight right hand.
As you were just saying, Stiverne doesn't throw enough straight right hands. He's throwing them too wide. It was Wilder who came back with a straight right hand.
And this is where Stiverne, at that moment, might have gotten a little momentum going, but literally, by himself, tripped. Could be a sign also that his legs are not under him as much as they should be.
So uncharted territory for Deontay Wilder. Never been through past 4 rounds in this fight, but so far so good as we begin round 8. Stiverne has gone 10 rounds once, 1-0, and has been 12 rounds one time, also 1-0. But he tough here tonight, Al.
Beating Chris Arreola in that fight. That fight was one in which he jabbed his way to a victory and broke Arreola's nose with it. His jab has been missing in action tonight, Stiverne.
Meanwhile, it's been Wilder's calling card all night long. That telephone pole left jab.
And you know, he hasn't been able to cut the ring off. It's not as if Wilder's moving well.
Showtime's unofficial scorer, Stiverne, has Wilder up by 3 points. Now Wilder along the ropes. Stiverne measuring, but eats a couple of quick jabs.
See, that lateral movement's not quick by Wilder, but still, Stiverne can't cut the ring off.
What should he be doing to do that as he eats a couple more jabs? Paulie, what is the key for Stiverne to try to cut that ring off and pin Wilder along the ropes if he can?
Just beat him to the step. Yeah. Stiverne, Deontay, he's moving to his left. Stiverne's take a step to the right before Deontay takes that step to the left and force Deontay to go the other way.
Stiverne trying to attack the body.
It's always Deontay taking the step first and then Bermane following him, see? Deontay taking the step and then Bermane following him. Bermane should beat him to that step.
Stiverne lands his best 2 punches there along the ropes, a left and a right. So, may have not been the full power, but Wilder has tasted Stiverne's punches and is still standing.
Well, here's what Wilder's proven in this fight. That the very first time he's hit with a real punch, he wasn't going to cave in. He's proven that already.
And he can box.
Yes.
Now backed up along the ropes, but again, able to escape without any trouble is Deontay Wilder. As Bermane Stiverne just continues to walk him down, but keeps getting hit with that jab for his troubles. Right cross by Wilder. Stiverne going to the body. Another right to the body by Stiverne. Final seconds, Stiverne again attacking the body. Right uppercut on the inside by the champion. Right cross and Wilder able to avoid.
He's going to catch Wilder. He better do it quick and he better set it up with that body work.
The 9th round begins here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas.
Two things have been missing for Stiverne. The jab and the ability to cut this ring off. Those are the 2 things that he has not used at all.
And thus far, though, has avoided the full brunt of that Sunday punch known as Deontay Wilder's right hand as he delivers one there. And Wilder avoids the left hook.
I don't think that many people thought we'd be in round 9 with Deontay Wilder effectively boxing, but with power against Bermane Stiverne.
Oh, you didn't hear me at the dinner, Al, saying that I thought it was going to be epitome of the sweet science.
You predicted it. That's right. I forgot.
All right, as the jab continues to find a home for Deontay Wilder, and yet, despite the fact that Stiverne is not unloading, you know that all it takes is the one shot, right, Paul?
Yeah.
But he has to navigate this minefield of these jabs. He's unable to get inside where he needs to be.
Wilder's throwing right hands from way back, like uppercuts, but he's not paying the price from Stiverne.
And maybe he's not fully committing to them either, so he's able to pull away.
Yeah. Stiverne again, not even trying to get in close to go to the body.
And look at the head hunting by Deontay Wilder, which we have said before, Al. I mean, what was the statistic? Only 8 body shots in
11 fights is all he landed according to show stats.
Yeah, but I don't think Deontay needs to go to the body. I think
there's a jab from Stiverne.
I think it's Stiverne that has to get to the body and slow down Deontay.
Now there's a double jab from Stiverne. That's the thing he's missing.
Exchange jabs, another jab from Wilder. Now the lead left hook by Stiverne. Smothers Wilder. Wilder pushes him off and now has Stiverne on the ropes and lands a 1-2 through the high guard.
Stiverne's throwing very much arm punches right now. Nothing with conviction.
There's a jab to the body by Wilder.
There's no questioning the toughness of Stiverne. He's taking monstrous punches. But he's behind in this fight, I would think.
And it's been Wilder behind that effective jab that continues to dictate the pace. There's a right, and Wilder.
behind him. Mark Breland, you saw him there, one of the greatest, probably the greatest amateur that ever lived as an American boxer, and was an excellent pro as well. He has Wilder fighting a disciplined, well-schooled fight, using his jab and straight right hand and not getting caught.
And that jab's been the key.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder, an accelerated learning curve, limited amateur experience, earned a bronze medal at the 2008 Olympics, and now in his 33rd professional fight, vying for the WBC Heavyweight Championship. A lot of questions going into this fight. Paulie, those questions thus far appear to have been answered regarding Deontay Wilder and what he's made of.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both guys have tested each other's mettle in a lot of ways. And the fact that they're both here still grinding, trying to, you know, Bermane trying to defend this heavyweight title, Deontay trying to win it. You know, we've seen qualities in them that maybe we were wondering about before, especially Deontay.
Yep, Stiverne definitely has to increase. There has to be an uptick in the volume of punches he throws out.
And a lot of this has to do with what he's doing. You know, he has not done the right things in this fight, and that's really hurt him.
Lead right hand by Wilder. There's a right through the guard to left, and now Wilder pouring the pressure on.
And no head movement from Stiverne. Now, we knew he had defensive issues. I mentioned Ariola had landed 40% of his punches, according to show stats in their fights. But in this fight, he has really allowed Wilder to land a lot of those big right hands.
Thus far, it hasn't been the visceral theater of violence that many people anticipated yet. Deontay Wilder continues to just listen to his corner. Circle and land those punches. There's Stiverne now with Wilder on the ropes right above us.
And that's where Stiverne needs to work. And that he is now. He's finally working.
Left hook by Wilder.
Wilder's left hook much better in this fight than I had ever seen it before. It's shorter. It's more compact.
Wilder leaning in, baiting Stiverne.
Wilder's hands are very low, and Stiverne just can't take advantage of it. He's not punching back.
It's that fatigue now, too, you know?
Yeah.
And he's taking a lot of shots.
I'll say.
Stiverne's best offense is how he reacts to Wilder's offense.
Right,
again, that catch and shoot, and it's harder to react once you're tired and it's later in the fight.
Now attacking the body with the right hand is Bermane Stiverne. Wilder leaning in on him. There's a short right uppercut on the inside by the challenger. And fatigue beginning to set in again. Heavyweight action. Right hand to the body by Stiverne. Right uppercut by Stiverne. Stiverne steps away. We're headed to the championship rounds, and Stiverne landed the right.
That's the first time Stiverne took a step to his right and threw a punch. First time in this entire fight.
Keep that jab in his face, man. You can't get away from that jab. No, but you gotta keep that. You gotta keep stepping.
3 deep breaths. 3 deep breaths. 3 deep breaths.
Early in that round,
the only chance he got is
Deontay Wilder
only chance he got is
landing some big punches, even on the inside where we expect Stiverne to work better. It's Wilder with the uppercut and the left hook. To see that combination land in a short, compact way by Wilder tells you he has come a long way as a fighter. But at the end of the last round, here's where finally Stiverne takes a step and lands a short right hand. Now, it didn't land quite as well as we thought it did when we saw it in real time, but it was a movement by Stiverne that showed that at least he was thinking about getting that done.
And we enter the championship rounds. Bermane Stiverne's WBC heavyweight title at stake. Together, they have combined for 53 knockouts. And let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood.
Well, Wilder is banking rounds. He's boxing very, very brilliantly. And the reason Stiverne isn't able to take advantage of Wilder's low hands is because he's been beaten up the whole fight. He's the one who's more tired.
And he continues to be beaten up with that jab.
In terms of technique and mechanics, Wilder has been excellent in this fight.
Avoids that. Right cross from Stiverne. Now Stiverne finally trying to put the pain on Wilder. Wilder leaning in. Stiverne goes to the body. It's just with a glancing right.
Stiverne's pushing his punches right now. And that's from fatigue and from the punishment he's taken.
Yep, and when he needs it in the moment of the fight, when you need a knockout, you need to be snapping those punches, not pushing them. But the fatigue, and obviously the punishment you take increases that fatigue. Oof.
The body work again, when he does crack that body, Stiverne could do it well. He should have done so much more of it early in this fight. And it was there for him. Now, Wilder's throwing fewer punches here in this round, but Stiverne has not been able to take advantage of that so much.
Now, Stiverne with the right, left to the body, with the pace slowing down appreciably. Minute left in the 11th. There's a right hand to the body, followed by the left hook to the side of the head by Stiverne. Lead right hand by the challenger, Deontay Wilder.
And again, at this point, Deontay just sharpshooting, pot-shotting.
Pot-shotting.
Not taking a lot of chances. And he doesn't have to.
His punches have less on them, but it doesn't matter for him because he's banked all these rounds.
Yeah, and he can win the round pot-shotting.
Yeah.
What were the odds of this one going to the 12th and final round as look at the jabs?
This is a really key figure. For Stiverne to win this fight, he needed to land more jabs than that, and Wilder's has been excellent.
So the 12th and final round is upon us.
All right, then. Listen. Very good. It's the last round. Listen. Stay smart. Stay smart. Keep the jab in his face.
3 minutes and you're champion of the world. If you're smart.
Stay smart.
He's going to go for it. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Pivot out and go right back in. Hands up. You got it? Last round.
Keep him on the in there jab this round. All right? Yeah. Keep on in there jab. Yeah. Now, like the jab you gave in the first second round.
Last three.
Get the yellow. Get the yellow.
Dig down there, man. Dig deep. Dig down there to reach some hate. Dig deep down in there. Go get him. This is it. Down to the rounds, man. Go down. Don't follow him around. Start cutting him off. Start ripping them shots. Just let everything go. Let that shit go.
12th and final round of this round.
So hard to believe, but here we are. A couple of knockout artists that have made it to the 12th and final round. The WBC Heavyweight Championship up for grabs. And Wilder again going on the attack with that very effective jab.
The one thing we can safely say about this fight is almost no one thought it would reach the 12th round, and it has. Donhouse clear to Stiverne. You got 3 more minutes left, and while Steve Forward has it that margin, we would expect the official scores would too. Now Wilder's backing himself against the ropes a little more in this round, but Stiverne not able to take advantage so far.
And again, that fatigue is hurting Stiverne more in the 12th round, right when he needs to summon up the energy and the wherewithal to get that knockout. He's not even able to get off punches right now. And it doesn't help that Deontay keeps that jab in his face. Keeps him from setting.
Stiverne coming forward.
See, right there, if he had a chance to work, if he could work, that's where Stiverne should. But at this juncture in this fight, I guess he can't. Oh, there he is.
Attacking the bodies. The champion Bermane Stiverne, left hook to the body. Wow. Another right hand, the body by Stiverne.
Where was this in round 6? For Stiverne.
It's still not cutting the ring off.
No.
Still allowing Deontay to circle that ring.
Stiverne going to the body with the right hand. Is it too little, too late? Right uppercut. Wilder leans in. final 60 seconds of this heavyweight championship battle.
I think it's a matter of Deontay just not taking any chances. I think he knows that, and he's not taking very many chances. Here he is, he's smothering Stiverne, preventing him from getting leverage on his own shots anyway.
This is the final minute of Bermane-Stiverne's title reign.
And here, if he's leaning on Stiverne like this, it's got to be Stiverne to waste the energy to push him off. For Deontay, it's a time killer round.
Left hook, and now Stiverne coming forward, leaning in, putting all of his weight on Stiverne along the ropes. 30 seconds left in the fight. Final 10 seconds. Wilder started with the jab. He finishes it with the jab.
The man in the ring, you saw JD's coming in, the manager and trainer of Wilder. And for Bermane-Stiverne, very disappointing moment, although we haven't had the scorecards yet. Listen to Wilder. Who can't box? He says. An animated Deontay Wilder, he kept saying over and over again, who can't box? Well, we'll look inside the ropes and see that he gave us an array of skills. The jab and the straight right hand, we know that existed, but look at how he didn't take the bait. He stood back when Stiverne tried to get him in the inside. Here, a flurry on the inside. A little bit wild, but he was able to throw so many punches that Stiverne simply couldn't get back at him. Again, the jab and the straight right. Sometimes in the past, Wilder's right hand has been very wide. Not tonight. Tonight it was straight, it was true, and he mixed in other weapons with it as well, landing even left hooks and uppercuts that were very, very effective. And so what we saw from Wilder tonight was a different version.
Happy birthday be dedicated to you. Happy birthday. They say you can't dance. They say you can't dance. They say I couldn't dance. They say I couldn't go to the well. They say I couldn't take a well. But guess what? You shocked the world, not shook.
I don't think Bermane-Stiverne ever thought he would be losing a 12-round decision. No one thought this fight would go the distance, so he wouldn't have thought that, even if he thought he might lose by knockout. But a very tough night for him. We're assuming that Deontay Wilder will get this decision. Of course, we don't know what the judges are thinking, but...
And Wilder's knockout streak ends at 32, but an effective performance here tonight, going the distance. And we await the official decision, and we are set. So, one more time, let's go up to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Here we go, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Adelaide Bird, scores the bout 118 to 109. Jerry Roth sees the bout 119 to 108. And Craig Metcalf scores the bout 120 to 107. All in favor of the winner. And now the first American boxer to win the heavyweight title in nearly a decade. The new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder.
Oh, say, can you see Deontay Wilder is the WBC WBC heavyweight champion, Naia. Dad kept his promise.
What the question is now? What it is now? What it is now? He's the king, man. He's the king.
The numbers, very dramatic in this fight on behalf of Deontay Wilder. One of the big ones, in my opinion, believe it or not, with all the power punches, were the jabs, because Stiverne threw few, landed few, and Wilder controlled this fight with that punch, and then, of course, was able to land the big power punches when he was able to throw them, and landing 53% of his punches in the power department. That's amazing.
All right, Jim Gray's standing by with the new champion.
I'm still fighting. He didn't hurt me at all.
All right, Deontay, congratulations to you. It has been a long road for you. What does this moment mean to become the WBC heavyweight champion of the world?
First of all, I'd like to thank God, man. Without God, nothing is possible. If y'all give God a try, man, y'all will find out he all right. He all right, man. I'd like to thank Al Heyman. I'd like to thank Shelly Finger. I'd like to thank Golden Boy, the MGM Grand. And, man, I'm so excited. I'm just happy to bring this belt back to America officially. And guess what? I got some of the best fans in the world.
Well, you just mentioned bringing back the belt. What do you think it will mean to boxing worldwide, and particularly here in the USA, now to have a heavyweight champion once again?
I mean, it's going to mean a lot. I think I answered a lot of questions tonight. If I haven't, please social media questions, and we'll be gladly to answer it. But I think it'll mean a lot.
Did you answer some to yourself as well?
I definitely. I mean, well, I already knew it. We knew we can go 12 rounds. We knew we can take a punch. We knew we can give it. You know, all the hard work is done in camp. That's what all the hard work is done. When you get in here, this is supposed to be fun. And didn't it look like I had fun? I really did. You know, and I'm just excited, man, to bring it. I'm a heavyweight for one. I'm in America for two. One of the best places in the world. And man, I'm excited. I'm excited, man.
And let's take a look at the monitor, because these people are as excited as you are. Watch your family's reaction right here to your winning.
Yeah, baby.
And I know this means an awful lot to your mom and your entire family, and especially your daughter.
Oh, definitely, man. Naia, baby, I know you watching this, man. I promise you, when you was 1 year old, that Daddy'll be world champion. And we'd have been through a lot, man. And here I am, Daddy, coming home with that belt, baby. Sophia, you coming home with me?
Look at this. Tell me about it, a little bit about the fight now. Why was the jab so effective this evening, Deontay?
Man, because we knew he was going to try to come. We knew Stiverne was tough, man. You know, you got to give it to him. He got a great chin. And I just appreciate him for accepting the challenge. I don't think it's a better opponent I could have had than Bermane Stiverne. You know, he was tough. He had a nice chin. I just wanted to show the world what Deontay Wilder was capable of, and I think I proved that tonight, man. I don't want nobody to doubt me no more. Come with me, ride with me, slide with me, hide with me, whatever we got to do, baby. Let's go, man.
You told us in the meeting you thought you wouldn't go past your 4 rounds, but you predicted a knockout in those 4 rounds. Are you surprised at yourself? And be honest with us here, that you had a 12-round fight and that you were able to deliver it.
Well, you know, I really did thought I was going to knock him out in the 4th round, but when I see he can take a great punch, I like, well, I'm in for the long run. But you know what? We train for that, though. We train for a 12-round fight. We train for 15, 20, whatever. I've been telling people I can go. We can do this, nothing. 12 rounds is an appetite. You didn't see me fatigued, tired. I got one of the best strength trainers in the world. That's Peter Corey, baby. Peter Corey, man, we work hard at home. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, I love you, baby. I ain't going nowhere, I promise.
How long will you enjoy this before you fight again?
I'm ready now, whenever. You know, like I said, I want to bring excitement back to the heavyweight division. I don't want to be a champion that sit around a year or two. I want to at least get 3, if I'm lucky, 4 times a year. So whoever ready, I'm ready. I'm always in shape. This is my 9 to 5. This is my burger flipping right here. So I'm ready whenever, Jim. I promise I'm ready.
Congratulations, Deontay.
Thanks a lot, guys, and I love y'all guys.
All right, let's walk over now across the ring and talk to the now former champion, Bermane. If we can have a word with you here for just a moment. Bermane, I know there's great disappointment right now. What happened? It seems as though throughout the fight you were unable to cut off the ring.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't my night. I didn't feel 100%.
Why didn't you feel 100%? When did that happen?
Well, I felt 100% before the fight, but once I got in the ring, I just couldn't cut the ring. I just couldn't
move my head like I was moving it in sparring and like I usually do. Hey, it was, I mean, what can I say? Congratulate him. What can I say is just go back and learn from my mistakes.
You had some moments where you rocked him.
Right.
But you weren't able to follow up. Do you know why you weren't able to follow up?
It just couldn't come out. I knew I was trying to throw a combination of 4 or 5 punches, and I couldn't even. I could only throw 2 of them, and I don't know. I just feel like I was flat in the ring.
And a lack of a jab as well.
Well, yeah. What I know I could do, I didn't do. At this time, you know what I'm saying, is just go back and learn, like I said, learn from my mistakes and find out what happened tonight, because this wasn't me. This wasn't me at all.
Final thought. You said you were not concerned about anything about Wilder. Obviously, much different now after the fight. Was he better than you thought he was?
None of the day was better. I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do. I mean, I'm not going to take anything. I'm not going to say that he's not a good fighter, but I would have said that if I was able to be my 100% in there and then do what I wanted to do, and then he would have beat me, then I would have said that. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, congratulate him, and like I said right now, what I got to do is just go back and figure out what was the problem, and I mean, mentally I was ready, but physically it was a totally different scenario.
Bermane, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, Mo, back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Deontay Wilder becomes the first undefeated American heavyweight champion since Riddick Bowe in 1992. As we look at the official scores here in Las Vegas. And we did not expect to see this, but Deontay Wilder proving that, yes, he can take a punch, proving that, yes, he can box, and he goes the distance. And let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood.
Mo, I gave Stiverne 2 rounds, the 4th and the 6th. You could argue the 12th, but on the official scores, interesting. I have the round by round of the scorers here, and they agreed on 9 of the 12 rounds. That's a pretty good consensus. One other interesting point, in round 7, all 3 judges, Metcalf, Bird, and Roth, scored the round 10-8 for Deontay Wilder.
All right, let's go to Brian Custer.
All right, Mo, thank you very much. Impressive showing for Deontay Wilder. Probably more impressive than him getting a knockout, because he did show he has a chin. He took a big shot from Bermane Stiverne in that 6th round. He stood up and took those shots. He also showed he could box, and of course we knew he had that big right hand, but he used the jab throughout this fight and goes 12 rounds. Keep in mind, this was a young man who hadn't been past 4 rounds. He goes the distance, and he's now the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. We'll have more from Las Vegas in a moment, but first, here's a look at what's coming up from Showtime tomorrow night.